What's going on, everybody? This is Marcus. Before I get started, I want to thank you guys so much for your support. Really, it means everything to me, and you guys mean a lot to me. So from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys so much. Thank you for everything. Make sure you like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and make sure you always hit that bell to enable notifications whenever I drop a video. And we're gonna always keep this thing rolling. So, let's talk about Marvel's Thunderbolts. So, Marvel Studios announced that they're going to do a Thunderbolts movie, and filming's not going to start until mid-2023. So, I'm really excited that they're going to do a Thunderbolts movie. And so, before I start talking about the cast, I'm going to talk about the original story arc that takes place in Marvel Comics. And so, basically, it was supposed to be known as another version of Master of Evil, which were led by Baron Zemo. Of course, there were the super villains that will go up against the Avengers multiple times, but this time they wanted to form a superhero team. But the Thunderbolts are actually labeled anti-heroes, and again, the faction is led by Baron Zemo, who of course changed his name to Citizen V. And of course, Zemo is a lifelong nemesis of Captain America, especially during World War II. And so Zemo actually recruits other supervillains who teamed with him in the past. For example, he recruits the Beetle, Goliath, Screaming Mimi, Fixer, and Moonstone. So those are the original members of the Thunderbolts. Now, there have been multiple members who actually joined the Thunderbolts, like in the future as well, especially in various titles. For example, one of the core members, of course, is General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. So, of course, he's the one that actually was the one that actually will always hound the Hulk in many years. But eventually, he becomes a Hulk himself. So, he actually transforms and becomes Red Hulk. And he actually is one of the other members of the Thunderbolts as well. And then, of course, there's also other members as well, like, for example, the team will eventually be founded by Oscorp, of course, a company that was created by Norman Osborn. Norman Osborn actually funds the group, and then he actually dons the Iron Patriot armor. He was the one that actually creates it. And of course, we see the Iron Patriot armor, which was donned by James Rhodes in Iron Man 3. So Rhodey actually wore the armor, but in the comics, it was Norman Osborn because he wasn't the Green Goblin anymore. So he actually eradicated the Goblin persona at that time and started donning the Iron Patriot to become another member of the Thunderbolts. So I'm actually really excited what they're going to do with this, because the Thunderbolts have actually teamed up with so many other heroes around that time. And around that time, it was actually considered to be a ruse, but it actually been the mainstay as well. So they've teamed with X-Force and several other team members as well. So, and again, they're an anti-hero group too. So Baron Zemo was basically, in his own ways, was trying to turn his life around in a sense. And of course, the faction was actually been guided by Hawkeye as well. So again, we'll see where they're going to go with it. So as far as the cast members goes, for the MCU, they're actually going to do or bring in original cast members to reprise their roles. We actually got a glimpse of the Thunderbolts team being formed, especially by the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, when Contessa was trying to recruit John Walker. John Walker was supposed to be another one to be able to be a member of the Thunderbolts as well. So we'll see U.S. Agent. Red Hulk has been confirmed so far. I'll check and see if any other heroes are going to appear as well. But as far as Red Hulk is concerned, especially who they're going to cast, it'll be interesting to see if they're going to either cast, for example, I know William Hurt was the one that actually played General Ross, but unfortunately he passed away, as I mentioned before. Very sad thing. And of course, considering that William is no longer here, unfortunately, I'm thinking they could probably end up bringing back Sam Elliott, because Sam Elliott was the one that actually played General Ross in the original Hulk movie back in 2003. So it'll be interesting to see if they can bring him back, because he's still in pretty good health and is still in good shape as well. So I think they can definitely do that if they want to recast General Ross and everything, and also to make an honor for William Hurt as well, because he's been in like the MCU multiple times, especially in the Avengers as well. So it'll be a great tribute for him. So I think bringing back Sam Elliott would be a good idea as well. So it'll be pretty awesome. But other than that, I'm definitely excited to see where they're going to go with the Thunderbolts movie for the MCU. And again, it's part of the Phase 4 lineup. But Warren Thompson of Cosmic Wonder was talking about the exact same thing as far as like the directors and casting details. So again, Dark Avengers, Thunderbolts, they're all going to be part of Phase 4. So again, we'll also see Yelena Belova, who's the sister of Natasha Romanoff. Apparently, she's going to be a part of it as well, alongside U.S. Agent and Red Hulk as well. And we'll definitely see Contessa as well. But Marvel actually hired Jake Schreier to direct the film. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to Warren Thompson of Cosmic Wonder, and then we'll talk about everything else. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and we have really, really big news today. Breaking news for those of you who may be like me and have been waiting for Marvel Studios to finally make a Thunderbolts movie.
I know I have.
This wait is over and the movie is finally being made. But get this, according to recent reports, this movie might be like the Suicide Squad. And that begs the question, since
which makes sense.
Kind of been going down a little bit more of a dark,
because again, it's like an anti-hero faction anyway.
The question, is this going to be rated R? Some fans might prefer that, some fans might not, but we're going to talk about everything that we know so far about the Thunderbolts in the MCU, go over this report that states that this movie is finally in development, and talk about who the members of the Thunderbolts could be. So, let's dive into it, and of course, if you're new and you love Marvel, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest news and videos. So, for those who want to know at what stage of development the Thunderbolts movie is in, 1, yes, it is official, and 2, it's so official that they have the director already for the upcoming project. And for those wondering if this was going to be a movie or Disney Plus show, we have our answer. It is going to be a movie. This is coming directly from Deadline.com, and the title for the article literally reads, Marvel's Thunderbolts movie taps Jake Schreier as director. And I probably said that name wrong. I apologize. So, it's official. We have
I said it too, so
it is
it's all good, Warren.
And they have
You're still awesome.
But guess what? They also have a writer for the project already as well. And this one might be a little bit controversial to some people, because the Deadline article reads, Marvel Studios' top secret Thunderbolts movie looks to have gained momentum as Deadline has learned that Jake Schreier is set as a director of the new Marvel tentpole. And then it says, Black Widow scribe Eric Pearson is penning the script with Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige producing. Now, I already tweeted this out on Twitter and put it out on Instagram.
My thing is, I saw the Punisher poster. I was like, wait, why is the Punisher a member of Thunderbolts? And if I don't recall, he's a member of the comic book, so.
And if you're not following me, you should be. But people are already commenting that the Black Widow writer is not a good thing, because some people didn't like Black Widow. But a lot of people really did like Black Widow.
Yeah, I thought Black Widow was cool.
It's an entirely different movie, and the pandemic is not really going to affect this movie. Whereas Black Widow seriously got affected by the pandemic. So, let's keep an open mind. Kevin Feige, of course, is producing. And so far, what we know about the Thunderbolts is pretty dang good. All of the characters that have been set up in the MCU to be a part of the team are awesome. And this article actually provides us with a little bit more details.
I think Zemo's going to return, too.
It says, not much is known about the plot of the film, other than it revolving around a group of supervillains, or at least characters who have played bad guys at one point in the MCU, who go on missions for the government. The other element that is vague is which characters will be a part of this team, since its film is technically still in development, though sources say Marvel has been in touch with certain individuals who are already part of the the MCU to make sure that they keep an opening in their schedules for next summer when it shoots. So we are actually getting this movie sooner rather than later because it is about to shoot next summer. So we are getting this movie within the next 2 years, and that's good because there's a little bit more setup the MCU has to do for the full Thunderbolts team. But let's continue to read. It says, that said, some of the characters that could potentially be starring or making some sort of appearance are Baron Zemo, Yelena Belova, Ghost, Taskmaster, The Abomination, U.S. Agent, and Winter Soldier. And we'll talk about that lineup in just a bit, but I think it's important
Winter Soldier,
that one of the final paragraphs of this article says, while the town has been buzzing about the Fantastic Four directing search, which has only begun meeting potential candidates, the studio has been quietly focused on Thunderbolts, and according to insiders, Schreier's presentation in recent weeks blew away execs and ultimately landed him the job. So that is extremely good news. The presentation for the Thunderbolts blew away the Marvel Studios executives. This is a big deal. This is an entirely new team. This isn't a one-character Disney Plus show, a one-character or a couple of characters movie. This is a full team. This is basically a new Avengers team, except they're pretty much the Dark Avengers. It's been rumored for some time now that the Dark Avengers and the Thunderbolts were kind of going to be thrown into one team, and if that is the case, it definitely looks like their name is going to be the Thunderbolts. Now, the Thunderbolts in the comics are named after Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross.
Exactly.
We, of course, have seen Thunderbolt Ross in recent MCU films. Black Widow
came out in 1997 too.
Sadly, the actor that played Thunderbolt Ross, William Hurt, has passed away. He passed away in March this year. So it might be a little up in the air if Thunderbolt Ross is going to be the person who brings this team together, especially if you consider the fact that they do have Valentina Allegra de Fontaine out there recruiting for, we assume, the Thunderbolts. Now, Valentina first appeared in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. She recruited John Walker, and she actually gave him his new title of U.S. Agent. From there, we assumed that she was forming some type of dark team, presumably the Thunderbolts. We then saw her again in the post-credit scene for Black Widow, where we saw her talking to Yelena Belova. And in this post-credit scene, Yelena was already working for her. And then, of course, she gave her the folder of Hawkeye, told her that Hawkeye is the one responsible for the death of Natasha,
which sets up Hawkeye in the Disney Plus.
Is the one putting together the Thunderbolts, which it really does seem like that. It's not going to be all good, because technically Valentina has already tried to get Hawkeye killed, and we know, of course, Hawkeye is a great guy. He has been defending the planet for a very long time now. He's an original Avenger. And Valentina tried to get Yelena to kill him, but that's why they're the Thunderbolts. They're going to be doing the dirty work, which is one of the most exciting things about this group. They're kind of
the Deadpool logo.
And here's where things get really exciting for me. In this article, they state the film is technically still in development, so no talent has closed deals yet, but Marvel sees this as their version of the Suicide Squad. And some characters you could probably expect on the team include Yelena Belova, Taskmaster, U.S. Agent, and Zemo, among others. Now, Zemo already had connections to Valentina, so I am assuming that she is going to be a part of the group. Yelena technically already kind of is a part of the group, and U.S. Agent, we saw him get recruited.
So we got 3.
Taskmaster went with the other Black Widows at the end of Black Widow. I am kind of assuming that she probably works for Valentina as well, which makes it pretty easy for Taskmaster to join the Thunderbolts. The only question I have right now about who's going to be on the team is whether or not they're going to put Red Hulk on the team. Red Hulk in the comics, of course, is Thunderbolt Ross, and like I just mentioned, William Hurt has recently died. Now, of course, there are options. They could recast the character, or they could simply use CGI. After all, they did kind of use CGI in Black Widow on William Hurt. Plus, when Red Hulk is in Red Hulk form, that's going to be mocap anyways. Mark Ruffalo isn't actually the Hulk. So Red Hulk can be done using technology, no problem whatsoever. The only question is, are they going to keep Thunderbolt Ross around, and will he be a part of the team as Red Hulk? And I'm inclined to say yes, since Deadline is saying that this is a Thunderbolts movie. So if it's titled Thunderbolts, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's titled after Thunderbolt Ross forming the group. And side note, I still think Valentina works for him, just kind of, secretly on the side to do his dirty work. But this is extremely exciting news. We've all been waiting for an announcement for the Thunderbolts movie. We had heard rumors for a while that it's going to be coming, and now we finally have an official announcement. D23 is coming up very soon. Perhaps they will do a whole new reveal of a new phase of Marvel Studios, and hopefully they will announce it then. But in the meantime, let me know how excited you are for a Thunderbolts movie in the comments down down below. And
yeah, so this is definitely going to be really exciting. So I definitely can't wait to see Thunderbolts for sure. And like I said, Sam Elliott could definitely be great to reprise his role as General Ross. So that'd be pretty cool if they actually brought him back just to honor William Hurt for sure. But yeah, this team is definitely pretty good. We actually got 3 so far. We got U.S. Agent, Yelena Belova, and we also have Zemo too. So it's going to be interesting to see where they're going to go with this, because we actually have 3 members who actually have ties with Contessa as well. So we'll definitely see what they're going to do with that as well. So, but yeah, I mean, I can see it being in comparison to DC Comics Suicide Squad. So, which I believe Thunderbolts is definitely going to be Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad. Although they're probably not going to have bombs attached to their bodies, and they're not going to be blown up by Amanda Harper. So I don't think that's actually going to happen unless, I mean, they're not going to do any comparisons of that, you know, or at least go into the missions and everything like that, though. They're just going to be working with the government, basically like a shady government, to do their missions and everything. So, but yeah, like I was saying, like there's been multiple members in the comics who have joined the Thunderbolts. And again, like I just said, basically it was Fixer, Beetle, Screaming Mimi, Goliath, and Moonstone. So those were the original members of Baron Zemo being a forefront. And of course, they came out in 1997. They appeared in the they actually appeared in the Incredible Hulk issue 449, which was created by Kurt Busiek and Mark Bagley. And so, yeah, they were guided by Hawkeye, and then the villains adopted new heroic costumes and code names. And so, and as a matter of fact, this was during the Onslaught saga too, because Onslaught crossed over many Marvel Comics titles in the late 90s. Of course, not to mention he's the main villain in Marvel vs. Capcom as well. But basically, yeah, the Avengers and Fantastic Four were killed, so it actually Zemo had the opportunity to create a super team with the help of several other villains who were a part of the Masters of Evil as well. So basically, it was American Citizen V, which of course, that was Zemo's code name, patterned after a World War II hero his father had killed, which is kind of ironic. Also, quote, former Human Torch and Spider-Man foe Beetle became Mach 1 using a new high-tech suit designed by Fixer. Fixer became the gadget-wielding Techno. Longtime Avengers enemy Goliath became the powerhouse Atlas. Screaming Mimi became Songbird, her damage abilities aided by technology Zemo had adapted from ex-Master Claw, Master of Sound. Moonstone was secretly freed from the vault and added to the team by Zemo, who extracted a promise of loyalty from her. She was to be Zemo's personal enforcer against any betrayal committed by the others. She took the alias Meteorite, calling themselves the Thunderbolts. The 6 new heroes were ready for action. And so, again, they pretty much fought against Onslaught. The Fantastic Four and the Avengers were arrived. And then they became known as Marvel's Most Wanted. And so they, I guess it went by the Redeemers. Yeah, it went by known as the Redeemers, the new Thunderbolts as well. They were also part of the Civil War tie-ins as well, so it was actually pretty cool. So yeah, there's been like other members as well. Norman Osborn, like I just mentioned, came back to life. It was actually in Thunderbolts issue 110. He became the de facto leader. And then Moonstone was the field leader. Then you also have new members. Well, older members who've been around Marvel for so many years. But, for example, you have Bullseye, Penance, Radioactive Man, Songbird, Swordsman, and Venom. Venom was also a member of Thunderbolts as well. So that's pretty cool. So, but yeah, the team has been around for a long time. And also Wilson Fisk had his own version of the Thunderbolts as well. So he also had these members as well. So there's Taskmaster, Mr. Fear, Batroc the Leaper, Rhino, Star, and Paris Snakehead. We know that Batroc made several appearances, especially in Captain America Winter Soldier, and he also appeared in Falcon and the Winter Soldier as well. So that was actually pretty cool. And he also had Fool Killer, Grizzly, Man Bull, and Mr. High. So basically they're just super villains who basically tried to form anti-heroes. So that's pretty much what they are. So, but yeah, other than that, I'm very excited. They've also appeared in several other animated shows as well, like Ultimate Spider-Man, Web Warriors. They also appeared in Avengers Ultron Revolution, so that was pretty cool. I saw all those episodes as well, so that was pretty cool seeing that. So again, like I said, Jake Schreier is going to be taking over the development for the movie. The screenplay is going to be done and directed by Eric Pearson, and filming is going to start in mid-2023. So actors who have played like all the villains in the MCU are going to reprise their roles. So I'm definitely going to see where they're going to go with this as well. So I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to it. So what do you guys think? Are you guys excited for Thunderbolts? Let me know in the comments down below. I love to interact with you guys. So let me know what you guys think. So I've been a lifelong fan of the Thunderbolts as well. And of course, considering that I know all of Marvel Comics, I love all the superheroes, supervillains, and anti-heroes. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to see where they're going to go with this as well. So, but let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll definitely get more information once everything else drops for Marvel Studios. I'll get more information for that. But in the meantime, I love you guys. Be good to each other. Love each other. Like this video. Share this video. Subscribe to my channel. I love you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one.